staff and our training staff at UIW just outstanding. And I was in the weight room all off season, and it was hard sitting out and watching the guys play, but I just made myself really hungry to get back out there and get back to work. And Coach Marciano tells me all the time, he's like, all right, let's go. You got to get back going. So.
You may not have heard it, but I definitely heard it on the show. Obviously, the big loss last year was losing Trent, but you were that quarterback of the offensive line, and several folks talked about the importance of getting you back. How does that feel, knowing that you play that kind of role as the leader of the offensive line?
The offensive line, we're always the unsung heroes. I don't mind.
Amen, brother. Absolutely.
Not being mentioned, and I'm just ready to go back to work. I'm not a big media guy and stuff like that. So I know my job's important, but
sure.
I also know everybody else's job's important. I got 4 guys, 2 to my left and 2 to my right. They're just as important as I am. And as long as we play together and play as a unit, we're going to be pretty good this year.
John, this is your 3rd year with the program. I saw you in as a freshman as a part of those 3 dynamic running backs with Junior, with Broderick, and with yourself. All 3 of you guys seem like you're going to get a lot of playing time this year, and it's cool to watch you guys mature as freshmen, getting this point. But right quick, talk about the transition as a tailback to fullback, because they're 2 completely different spots. Talk to me how you've adjusted to that.
Well, it was different because we had Bass playing that position.
Yeah.
And when Coach Kenny came to me and asked me to play that position, I felt honored to play that position.
Yeah.
Because you do a lot at that position. You block, you can run the ball, you catch the ball. So it was a real big change for me. I had to put on more weight, which I did.
Sure.
And it forced me to learn the offense more, because at running back, you kind of do, you just, you get the ball, you run there. But now at this position at fullback, you gotta know who to block, you gotta know who certain people not to block.
Yeah.
It's just a lot comes with it.
And even though he was only there with you 1 year, you really had an opportunity to see a true pro at the fullback position in Matt Bass. What did you learn from Matt, even in that first year? Even though you weren't a fullback, I'm sure you had a chance to watch and observe.
Oh, yeah, because he met with the running back, so I learned a lot. I figured out he knew literally every position on the offensive side of the ball.
Really?
If he needed to, he could have went to center and played that. He could have put him at receiver. He literally knew every position, knew what to do, who to block. And I actually talked to him. He came to our spring game.
Oh, yeah.
And I talked to him then, and I asked him, he said, just learn your position and a few other positions, and you'll be good. And that's what I did all summer and during camp. I said, okay, I'm gonna focus not just my position, but I'm gonna focus on who are the linemen going to block.
Sure.
And if they don't block, okay, well, if I'm there, then that'll help me out and help everybody else out.
Don't lie. Did you recognize him without the beard when you first saw him?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay, because he came up, hey, Gabe, how's it going? I said, hey, you, how are you doing?
No, I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of a different look for him.
Yeah.
Matt, talk about the offensive line kind of holistically heading to this year. Obviously, you and Nate are going to play a big role in the leadership of that offensive line, but you got some good, young, exciting offensive linemen to go along with that core experience. Talk about the O-line.
Well, I'm pretty excited. We got Devin Jensen as our right guard, and he played
he played
some last
yeah.
year. And he's a really good guy, really knowledgeable. Then we got a transfer from New Mexico, Draven Taylor. He's a new guy. He's been, he's a big guy, strong guy. Really fits into our offense well. And Austin Jennings, the left guard. He's played almost every position there is to play on the O-line. And he's going to do some big things. And of course, Nate, he's our most experienced guy, and he's been around the block a couple times. And we always joke about, man, we're getting old. But it's exciting to see all these young guys that are around us. Because we know, whenever we do decide to go on and move on with our lives, that the offensive line is going to be good. We got a lot of young, strong, smart guys. And, with Coach Marciano's guidance, they're going to be pretty good players in the future.
And looking at the 2 deep, you got guys like Bobby or Roberto Limon, a lot of new faces on the 2 deep. How have you guys, formed this cohesive offensive line, this cohesive unit?
Well, it's nice. We always make the joke that we had 6 offensive linemen in the spring, from injuries.
Yeah.
We didn't have a lot of guys. So, we're all grateful to have those guys. Bobby's
I saw an ad in the student newspaper. If you can play offensive line, we need you for spring ball.
Yeah, but Bobby's a great offensive lineman. He's a big guy, big body guy.
Is it Bobby or Roberto?
We call him Bobby, Billy Bob. He kind of looks like Billy Bob from Varsity Blues, so we call him Billy Bob. And then Tyler Preston's another good guy. He's my backup, and he plays guard as well. Both of them are just really big, strong guys. Cameron Wilson's a freshman tackle that we just got, and he's really talented as well. So we do have a lot of depth this year, which we're not really used to, but it really works out. We get a little bit more of a break, which is nice, but we also get to work with different guys, and it just kind of helps out with the overall cohesiveness of the O-line.
Sure. Talk about your time with one of the absolute best offensive line coaches in the country, Coach Marciano. Talk about what you've been able to learn from that guy.
I mean, with Coach Marciano, it's been a crazy experience. As a freshman coming in and not knowing what to expect with him, and he's such a mild-mannered, nice guy off the field. But you get on the field and the heat gets up, and his blood pressure starts to climb. His practice goes on, but he's a great coach.
Come on, I can't see a bone in that man's body.
Oh yeah, not at all.
The most pleasant conversations.
No, but he's honestly one of the best guys I've ever met. He'll go above and beyond to make sure you're successful. And Coach Ken always talks about our coaches being our role models. I can truly say he's had a great effect on my life, and I know a lot of the guys that are playing and have had the privilege to be coached by him. So we're all just really blessed to have him.
John, talk a little bit about the guys that are going to be at the tailback position. I know you kind of touched on it earlier, but Broderick and Junior and Dorland Fields. Talk about that running back core you're going to be working with there in the backfield.
Junior and Broderick, we all came in together. So us three, we're really, really close. And Dorland Fields, our parents know each other.
Oh, cool.
It was kind of weird when we found that out, but he's a talented running back.
He is, yes. I've watched him a few times in practice.
So I think he's going to fit right in. Like I always tell him, if you follow me, you're going to score.
There you go.
So they kind of like having me at that position, And even though Dorland's young, I still kind of coach him up at the running back. He kind of looks at me funny. I'm like, yeah, I used to play running back. So those three back there, they're going to have a fun time.
Good deal. How do you guys like the new digs, the new Adidas stuff? Pretty sharp, huh?
A little tight.
I love it.
Not on me. The shirt, they got something that fit me this year. Last year, I looked like I was wearing a shirt by Body Glove, I think. Anyways, there you go, guys. Thank you so very much. Big round of applause for offensive lineman Matt McCarthy and fullback John Olgesby. We are going to take a break when we come